We're excited to have you back.
Yeah, happy to be back.
2026, the excitement is real. I think it's because we were coming off the longest off season to date, and that anticipation of kicking things off at Bells.
We've also got an absolute collision happening between the sport's greats and the next wave of rising stars.
To have Steph and Carissa back in the draw, the world feels right again.
I'm not sure if I can keep up with them, but at the same time, I want to be a part of it.
I honestly think our younger generation will smoke them.
We're back, baby.
They won't steamroll these young girls like they used to, that's for damn sure.
Bring it on. Let's go.
They're showing zero respect for their elders.
Two titans going at it. Everyone in the surfing world is looking forward to that.
The tour doesn't miss you. Performance levels don't slow down. You have to come back evolved.
2026 is looking to be the greatest season to date. From format changes to legends coming back, the stakes are higher, the locations are as dreamy as it gets. There's really nowhere to hide.
Bells Beach is one of those cosmic places in the surf universe that you just feel something different with. To walk down the stairs, see Jarak, the big headland, see the lines of swell just pulsing into this natural arena. It's just one of the real magic zones in world surfing.
The whole tribe gathered here once again at Bells Beach, and we're kicking off 2026.
Yeah, there's something really special about the way this season has been formed. You know, we're going back to a traditional sort of accumulated point system, but it's all coming down to pipeline. A whole new generation, they're going to experience what it's like to go into the pipe comp, the ultimate arena, to try and get that world title. Let's go.
If you go back through the history of this tour, you know, a victory in the first event so often led to a world title.
Yeah, but I'm in peace, you know. I know everyone is talking about it, like, oh, coming back, and blah, blah, pressure. But I've been here before.
The young Brazilian making history for himself, for his country, world champion, Gabriel Medina.
Yeah, it feels amazing to be back. I miss wearing the jersey and, you know, that feeling in the belly, going to the heat.
Yeah, exactly.
For Gabriel Medina, he wanted to be on tour last year. An alley-oop, an awkward landing ended up changing his whole 2025.
The muscle of my chest here completely separate, and it was like right before pipe, you know, to start. So I was like, oh, my season is gone, you know.
Gabriel Medina's back. We've been waiting some time for this. Medina, just an absolute force as a championship tour competitor. There was a time where Medina had beat you before you paddled out for a heat. He was just that aggressive as a competitor. And I think he has softened somewhat just in his demeanor around events, but I think he still puts the jersey on and it's no holds barred, no friends. He will do anything he has to get the victory.
Yeah, I would do anything to win.
Oh, Medina! What is going on? This is unbelievable.
One of the cleverest tactical maneuvers we have ever seen in the history of the sport. What a talent that guy has.
You're watching one of the best competitors of all time.
I'll do anything to win this contest.
He's willing to do like literally anything. He doesn't care about anyone on tour who might think his decision is bad. He just is really has a deep desire to win, and he has a million ways to beat you.
I really like the way he competes because he's open-minded. You know, he enters the water and he goes, I could win the heat this way, this way, or this way.
I love competing. I prefer surfing the contest than free surfing.
Medina fired up. That is an ominous sight.
Anything you want to mention to the top 34?
I'm back.
Oh, he's a savage.
He is truly the alpha dog of the tour.
Maybe the most an aggressive competitor that we've ever seen in pro surfing.
If he can tap back into that kind of mindset, there's every chance we could see Medina get his 4th world title.
There's not many people that won 4 titles. It would be great to have my name in there.
We have been treated to some monumental battles here on an epic day of competition at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. Call it what you will, Godzilla versus King Kong, Predator versus Alien. Italo Ferreira up against Gabriel Medina, who's making his CT return. Italo getting things started here. A gold medalist, a world champion, a Bells winner. Starts with a flurry on the backhand. 6.83 for Italo on his opening ride.
Here we go. Here's the reply from Gabs.
Hammers the pocket for the first section. Needs this wave to slow up a bit so he can really unload some of that power that Owen Wright was celebrating just moments ago. He goes to the fly though. The rotation is swift. The landing is perfect. And it's a big opening exchange between these two Brazilian greats. Italo up again and throws everything at it, and somehow he's going to reel this in and get the completion. A remarkable start to this heat. We knew it was going to be a show. The wild throwaway air that Italo somehow reeled in, scored a 7.83. Medina, who dropped a 7.27 on his first wave, up again. That's a stronger opening move. Gets back out in front, drives up into the pocket, rips his board through a couple more backhand snaps before finishing with a vert on the inside.
He's on another level right now. That was insane.
What a win, what a return to the championship tour for Gabriel Medina, the 3-time world champ, Olympic bronze medalist, has gotten the job done. And he is on his way to the quarterfinals.
That winning feeling, mate, in your career, it's something that happens quite a lot. You've had a break from it. What's it like to just have that rashi on and get the win?
Yeah, it's the best feeling, you know, that's why we compete. It's always feels good when you win a heat.
One of the all-time greats, a 5-time world champion, back for more this year.
She's coming back to get the job done, not just participate.
Sometimes the best thing that you can do for your kids is still chase your own dreams.
Hello, Queen. Hi, Steph.
We're back, baby.
For the women's tour, I think you could say without any hesitation that it's the most loaded tour we've ever had in the history of the sport.
It's funny because it's normally a clash between Carissa and Steph. Now it's a clash between Carissa and Steph and all these younger girls. They for sure won't steamroll these young girls like they used to. That's for damn sure.
These women are fearless. I'm not sure if I can keep up with them, but at the same time, I want to be a part of it.
There's an experience quotient that's needed. That, well done, still can win world titles.
Carissa and I, with our experience, and then this new fearless explosiveness, it's a really good recipe to just continue to push the sport to new heights.
I would put Steph and Carissa as pretty big underdogs, honestly.
I'm going to be surfing against girls that are third my age or something like that. There's more pressure on the girls that have been in it the last couple years.
The experienced surfers, all the world titles, and then a youthful generation that's completely changing the shape of professional surfing, and them all just jammed into one spot fighting for the same thing. Can Steph and Carissa and Tyler lean on experience to outsmart this younger generation? I don't think so.
Good to see you.
So nice to see you as well.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I had.
What have you been up to the last 2 years?
Wow, so much has happened in the last 2 years. It's kind of wild. I became a mom. Hi! I feel like every day is magic. Like, she literally has gotten me to slow down and smell the puas or the flowers. For a long time, I was so rushed to get to the next place and the next thing and the next achievement that I didn't really ever just stop and be still and realize how awesome it is right here, right now.
Good job, Elena.
Having 2 years away, I realized my life is great, with the jersey or without the jersey. But what a blessing it is to be a part of it. This really feels like a celebration. This right here, being with her, is the most important. Like, that's the best gift I could ever ask for, so everything else feels like a bonus.
Everybody go, sir. Ooh, ah, ooh, sir, sir.
I never closed the door on the competitive surfing. I definitely knew that I needed a break and I needed to step away for a moment because I was feeling a little bit burnt out.
Please. 2 years in a row. They're doing so much for this.
The only thing that will stop Carissa from winning is Carissa. And we saw that happen a couple of times in the finals event at Trestles. And I know she's learned a lot from that.
It was such a weird way to walk away. Like, I lost 2 world titles. I lost in horrible conditions at Pipe. This is not how I imagined my last heat of the sport in a jersey to be. I don't want that to be like the final taste in my mouth.
This is when your legacy's building and then it slips through your fingers, and these are just powerful losses that she's learned from. Going, is this it? Is this how it ends? And for Carissa, no, it doesn't. What a way to let those go. When you become a parent, you know that there's inspiration to be had within your household that means more than anything else. She knows she's got a lot more in the tank.
Postpartum, I was like, I need a new goal now. Just the idea of getting to travel with my family and share these memories with her and hopefully just set an example for her that anything is possible, no matter what life looks like.
The opening round of competition here at the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. One of the all-time greats, a 5-time world champion, 3-time Bells champ, Carissa Moore, back for more this year. There is something tangibly different about Carissa Moore. It's almost a calm confidence of a queen returning. Olympic gold medalist is up now, setting up a big first turn, well-timed hack from Moore. We'll see Carissa Moore have a successful comeback run in her first heat to the championship tour. Carissa Moore getting her first CT win back on tour. First CT win as a mom.
Hi.
Good on you. Holy crap. So stressful.
That was so stressful.
We're back.
The first post-heat win embrace from little Elena. That was a magic moment for all of us. You know, we've watched Carissa forever.
Whether I win a world title or I don't this year or I win at all, I think I just want to go through this season with a different perspective and approach and appreciation.
Come on, Slice.
We've got 2 icons hitting the lineup here. A couple of former Bells champions. Isabella Nichols, the defending champ, going up against a 3-time Bells champion in Carissa Moore.
When women have children, it makes them stronger. It also gives you a healthy dose of perspective. You can't just come and go as you please. There's a lot that goes on for a woman with children to be able to come and compete.
Bye, Lena.
Carissa, she got a decent number of her own.
Beautiful technique from Carissa here.
Has the lead at the moment.
Carissa's going to start trying to build.
Here she goes, plenty of speed for this first turn, and it's a big one. Kicks hard on the tail a couple of times.
She has added a little bit more to it.
And Isabella's going to have to do it now herself. A huge opening move on her way. That's better timing, a huge combo. And she's only chasing a 4.74. Our feeling would be that she's already got it, but on the outside, Carissa with a set here. And a clean carve to get started. What a heat. And the 3-time Bells champ being pushed, and she pushes back. It's not going to be enough for Carissa, but still a stunning return to the championship tour, despite the fact Isabella's marching on.
I didn't know if I was going to be back in a jersey ever. And so to be here really feels like a win, and just to put a jersey on and feel all the feels again, you know?
Sometimes the best thing that you can do for your kids is still chase your own dreams too. So I'm really trying to just embrace the growth that will happen this year as an athlete, as a human, and as a mother and a wife. So bring it on. Let's go.
It's time for the women's final, fighting for their first belt. Let's go of all of that power in a combination situation, looking to come back. You're watching round 3, heat 6, Felipe versus Leonardo Fioravanti. The waves are really rippable. Good setup for hi-fi surfing. And when you think of the best in variety, best in high performance, you go to Felipe Toledo, a 2-time world champ, a Bells champ. He's always going to be the guy to beat in waves like that. Felipe Toledo lunging off the bottom. How about a big open face hook for Toledo and then attacking the end section. Yeah, he's taking on Leo Fioravanti, who's definitely the underdog when it comes to competing in waves like this. Draws that classic little layback in the pocket. Has the spring-loaded attempt for the reverse. It's not an attempt, it's a make. Leo's first wave, 6.77. Felipe, 7.17. So we've got a heat, another close start to a round 3 matchup today. Big drives, big wind-up, giant, perfect example of a full rotation.
Oh my goodness. The tail high, full rotation with the perfect landing.
Surfing against Felipe, he is one of the GOATs, and I just kind of, went into the heat like all or nothing.
Great rails on a beautiful down carve hook, right back to the lip again. Third turn, a big tail release and putting it all out there on the open face. The Italian strikes back. He hasn't beat Felipe since 2021 at Pipeline. And that's why he is just feeling the energy, taking out one of the giants at Bells. Leo Fioravanti turns in an 8.5 and goes on to the quarterfinals.
Insane. Oh, beating Felipe in conditions like that is near impossible.
The world champ walks down the iconic staircase, passing all the legends of the sport.
He was unbelievable in the WSL finals last season, so dominant.
From the heart of the Brazilian storm, rises a new force. Your 2025 world champion, Yago Dora.
It's incredible that Yago Dora is world champion. He sort of did come from almost nowhere to just put together the ultimate season last year, cleaned up in the WSL finals, and is a worthy world champion.
It's just surreal still. It's hard to believe, and I'm really proud of myself, and I'm excited for what's still to come.
He's going to come into this year with all of that weight of being the #1 target, but he's a cool customer, and I think he's going to have a lot of world champion energy that is going to be tough to beat.
I don't want to just sit down and relax because I'm a world champion now. I want to keep pushing, and I still have so much room for improvement.
And officially, Yago will make his first quarterfinal appearance at Bells.
It's back to 0 now, and it's not mine. Mine was last year. This year is still to be grabbed, so I'm hunting it again.
The waves are on the cork as we get set for quarterfinal heat number 3. The world champ Yago Dora up against Leonardo Fioravanti, who's been a wrecking ball on his run through to this point in the competition. And Leo getting things started early here. Beautiful groom conditions. Having to build some momentum, doesn't really get the finish there. Up again, Leo without priority, stays busy. Now starting to construct a bit of a lead over last year's world champion.
Okay, here we go, here's the champ.
Yago sizing this first section up, and he does square up pretty nicely there. Gets some release in the tail. A whipping carve in transition into the pocket, blasted again. Solid sequence of turns here from last year's world champ, and that is the response that he needed. Couple of mid-range 4s for Leonardo.
First of yellow, Yago Dora, a 7. You're looking for a 2 to go up into first place. 1 minute remaining.
Oh,
Tough decision to be made there for Leo, and Yago pounces on this insider.
A gift from Leo to Yago, and he just goes, yep, I'm going to make you pay for this.
And now looking for the clean finish and finds it. And that's the turning point moment in this heat. Last year's world champ survives a close one, and he is moving on through to the semi-finals here.
All my performances have not been so great, but yeah, I'm looking forward to having an opportunity to open up.
Yago Dora up against Gabriel Medina. This is huge. Monster number needed now for Yago Dora. He's going to go to the air, loads up, finds a section, gets the grab, he's going to stick it.
So excited, Ronnie. This long-anticipated swell is finally showing its teeth. We're set for a really good finals day down here at Bells.
Gabriel Medina, it's been a stunning return to the CT, and now he faces one of the younger generation, Miguel Pupo. Medina's in position.
Knock, knock, it's my destiny. Drip, drip, it's a remedy.
Plenty of spray in that offshore breeze. He belts the second section. And again, hammers the lip. He's on his way to a big number here. And it's going to be a classy finish. He's blowing his own mind there.
Just butting it on his backhand. And it is an absolute ripper. 9 points to open the heat. Sammy Pupo, he's going to need a significant number now.
Well, let's see if he can get there. Into the first section. Great hit there. Rips through a big rail carve and climbs up for a finishing turn, and it's dynamite. 8-point ride for Pupo. He's in it.
There's not much time.
Behind him, Medina. And he works the crowd with the rotation to finish. A magic fight back from Pupo, but Medina too strong in this instance. What a heat from the three-time world champ. What a way to finish the quarters. The highest heat score total of the event. He's back.
Guess who's back?
When I see a matchup on paper, the first thing I'm thinking is, where's the rivalry here? And Griffin Colapinto, Kanoa Igarashi, that's one of those clashes.
Well, so yeah, serving against Kanoa, we've kind of had a rivalry since we were super young. I beat him at the US Open Juniors, and I remember people thought that he should have won. And then a few years later, we both made the main challenger final, and then everyone thought I should have won when he won.
Griffin is someone that I love competing with. There's a big rivalry there, and you know, we've had some really good heats in the past.
One of the best heats of 2022 goes in favor of Griffin Colapinto.
We're kind of just going back and forth, so yeah, it feels good to get that one.
Griffin Colapinto exits out by his rival Kanoa Igarashi.
Griffin Colapinto bringing the heat, taking out the win ahead of Kanoa Igarashi.
Is that a nice little edge over Kanoa in that one?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's battles for days with that. Yeah, Kanoa and I's history goes way back, so yeah, that felt good.
I always feel like every time we have a heat together, there's like some big like kind of implication like behind it. It always feels like it means more.
Every time we've had a heat together, we rise to the occasion.
Griff prepares for the first heat of the morning on finals day with his longtime childhood rival Kanoa Igarashi.
Yeah, to that section you want. See that section? Yeah. That's important. You need the closeout. Yeah.
I want you to just free flow. I'm just going to tell you, yeah, there's waves coming.
Yeah. Yeah. And then as far as playing the game, like start next or just next to, or
just go at it.
Yeah, apply some pressure on.
Looking at this scenario, if I'm Snake, he's going all in on 2 or 3 waves. He's doing the Snake would be. Right, so how do we want to play that?
Enjoy yourself, dude. This is what you live for, these heats.
Yeah, that's fun.
Have fun with it.
He wants it. Go. I like it.
Griffin will officially get the first wave of finals day. Right on the money, belts the lip line. That's that cool tempo and pace. And the man from San Clemente throws down the tail slide snap to finish. Already onto his second ride. Now rolling into the pocket with another sweep and punches out the finish. 7-1-7 and then a backup quickly before Kanoa's even gotten a wave flick.
Oh, talk about applying some serious pressure, as we can see the two coaches there.
Oh, the two orange towels. This is the signal of move up the point a little bit more.
I look at the Steak versus Tommy battle. Both guys knows what's going on, signals and stuff.
Opportunity for Kanoa Igarashi, getting a bit more of a wall. He's got to step right off. In a better position is Colapinto to capitalize. Griffin trying to make him pay now.
Oh my God.
Blows the tail high into reverse. Oh, so smooth. Kanoa's looking at the stairs and just shaking his head.
Oh, that was a big blunder by Kanoa.
Here's Kanoa Igarashi as he goes to the air. Big rotation.
Where do you go? It's pretty nice, rotating, but 7.
6.2. He's chasing an 8.8.
As we say, Griff.
Pretty sick wave. Get out of it. Get out of it.
Ah! Okay, 30 seconds.
Let's go.
Kanoa, you're chasing an 8.17.
Igarashi takes this wave. Nice cut back. Starting to jam down the line. There's the lip. He's going to carve underneath it. Wow, so much style in that one. Punches out the lip line, looking to go above the lip. There's the air reverse. A 6.83. Griffin Colapinto moving on to semifinal number 1.
Oh, no. Backing on. Oh, perfect beat. Sorry. I think tactics.
You got so good.
Like,
sorry, though.
I mean, we learned from the best over here, right? Oh. Snake and Tommy.
Oh, the two orange tails.
It's time for the women's final. Both fighting for their first belt.
Definitely want to ring it. It's 2 more ways to go.
Let's go of all of that power. She will just try to force the fins out.
I'm hot to take her out, hopefully.
Gabriella Bryan, with no question in anybody's minds, became the most powerful surfer on tour, hands down.
Every time she lays that board over, you can see the power that she possesses.
The amount of water she displaces and able to combo it up, and now she knows how to put together heats with smart decisions in clutch moments, winning 3 events last year, going back-to-back now at Margaret River.
Oh my God! She rides out of that!
La campeona Gabriela Bryan!
It was definitely a very special season. Like 3 wins, incredible surfing performances that I was really proud of.
And the surfer from the island of Kauai, she settles in and she gets blasted out. So for her, it's about hanging on to a title race. She learned a lot last year.
I think for me, success this season is just taking every opportunity and giving it 110%. Along the way, inspire young girls and make other people around me happy, because that's also a huge part of it, is just leaving a good mark on women's surfing.
Winky Pop is pulsing, the energy's thrilling right now here on finals day, and now it's time for Alyssa Spencer to take on Gabriella Bryan. As we look at Gabriella throwing some water off the tail of that mayhem. Setting up that big section and drills it.
Talk about power and talk about really pushing on that last turn, but for me, this is my favorite wave of the heat so far.
But judges are watching this. The goofy footer from California. Great start on that first section. Second turn right off the lip line. Holding her speed well, puts it in the pocket again. Setting up the final swipe, and no mistakes for Alyssa Spencer. She turns in. Excellent score, 8.5. Alyssa holding down the lead in semifinal number 1.
Come on, Gabby.
Gabby Bryan looking to come back. A nice searing cut back to start. Punches it off the top of the wave. Throws down another finishing move to shut that one down. And Gabriella Bryan has entered her first final appearance in her career at Bells Beach.
Just 2 more ways to go. That's what I keep telling myself, but definitely feels good to be in a final again this year. And yeah, year's off to a good start.
marking a brand new era for Australian surfing world champions. A surfer that's been fearless in the heaviest waves, unstoppable all season. Molly Picklum, your world champion. Sometimes it's the toughest year for surfers on tour when you've had the big goal accomplished. How do you decide that you have enough fire to do it again?
I think when you're a kid, you set out, you have a dream to be a world champion, and I just never really looked up. And I think now, is this what I want to do? I was like, yep, I still want to win.
She thrives off resilience. She thrives off people pushing her. She thrives off getting back up after a tough loss.
I'll make sure that I bring new energy for each event so that I ensure that I'm like giving my best foot in every single event. Because that's all I can do. And then I really do believe that'll keep bringing titles and things.
Semi-final number 2, Molly Picklum takes on the defending Bells champ, Isabella Nichols. Molly Picklum finding some space, throws down a nice fun cutty. Nice wall to work with, clean rails for Picklum. She does lean back into that last hook, and Molly ends up crushing that end section. Well done. Molly Picklum got a 7.67, and now we are gonna get a first for Isabella Nichols. Nice fan of spray. 2 surfers that ride for Darren Hanley, and this one another just perfect arc for Isabella, putting her board in the perfect spot. Great timing and tempo. And look what it turns into, an 8.5 with a big finish. Wave number 2 for Molly Picklum. A beautiful down carve. Now pushing off the lip line. And there's the final maneuver for Picklum. The world champ answers back. Molly Picklum wants to stay in the leader's jersey, and she will enter the final of the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach.
I'm psyched that Gabby's in the final with me. I think she's been setting a kind of power standard for us on tour, so she inspires me, and I'm hyped to take her out, hopefully.
Now it's time for the women's final. Gabriella Bryan taking on Molly Picklum. The 2 standouts from last season, and now both fighting for their first belt today here in Winky Pop. Bryan's on a 4-event win streak over Molly Picklum at the CT level. Look at Molly going to outposition Gabby underneath her at the start of this heat.
Oh, both women are sharking around right now. You can see a little bit of frustration.
They let Bryan have priority. Gabriella Bryan wants to lay down that rail, that lost surfboard. Punches out the lip line there. Already 2 different types of turns, and lets go of all of that power on the 3rd decision. So being ultra aggressive can sometimes come back to bite you. Advantage Gabby Bryan due to that aggressive start with the trying to go underneath to go deeper. Here she goes out in front here. She will just try to force the fins out, ends up underwater. And now Gabriella Bryan will control priority. Looking to better a 5.17 here. Belting the finish with everything she had. And she's already ringing bells.
The aggression that she hits that with. I mean, I feel sorry for this wave. I mean, this poor end section. I mean, it just absolutely cops it.
7-point ride, extending her lead out front and putting the world champ in a combination situation.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And now a moment that Gabriella Bryan will never forget.
I can't even believe I get to ring the bell. I mean, more fired up than ever just to go win heats and do some really good surfing and show the world, like, I don't know, just give it everything you got for every turn, and yeah, I just love surfing.
She's on 5 straight wins over Molly Picklum. And now you're looking at the scenario of waves like Margaret River where Gabby's looking for a 3-peat at the next event. You're looking on the Gold Coast where power's never going to be out of style. This first start of the year is for her to like really get a big lead in the world title race.
Does that feel as good as you always imagined it would? It feels way better. This is insane.
Gabriella Bryan, your champion of the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach and your world #1 heading into the West.
First all-Brazilian final here at Bells. We know how emotional it is for these two.
I have a lot more years in me to give.
The first stop is nearing an end. The 63rd edition of the Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach. Here comes the heat to watch. Yago Dora up against Gabriel Medina.
This is going to be a cracker, huh?
This is huge.
It's as good as it gets in competition when you see Yago at that peak of his powers in his world title defense, and he gets to be tested by the man who was missing last season.
Fast twitch hit through these first sections. Nice combination. He is dicing this wave up. 7.5, and Medina snatches that lead. Now he's got the rhythm. Unbelievable timing as he hammers down the line. That third turn is huge. And De Souza there, he has to applaud.
The judges didn't take very long to appreciate an excellent ride.
Monster number needed now for Yago Dora after a 9.34. This is his last shot at it. Clean start, but needs more. Needs real fireworks on this final section. He's going to go to the air, loads up. Finds the section, gets the grab, he's going to stick it. He is clutch. Oh my God, how quick was the rotation? That is the most technical air that we've seen in the contest so far.
8 points, 10 points.
Yago Dora needed a 9.34. Last of yellow, a 9.5.
What an unbelievable return to competition for Gabriel Medina, but a reminder that there is a couple of new names that will challenge him for this world title, and Yago Dora is at the top of the list.
Ready? Yes. I was just trying to remember my age.
For Miguel Pupo, you know, when he came on the scene, he was one of the greatest coming out of Brazil. Qualified back in 2011. So smooth, amazing in the air. You expected big things from him.
Miguel Pupo is really a big part of the whole idea of this Brazilian Storm story. Seeing Pupo surf in 115 championship tour events.
Free falling out of the sky, Miguel Pupo! Are you kidding me?
Miggy been at the tour for so long, just battling away, trying to get that breakthrough event win.
Miguel Pupo, your champ of the outer-known Tahiti Pro.
This year, I'm gonna have my little brother with me. It's a dream come true, you know? When I first came on tour, he was there surfing, just a little guy playing around, and now he's with me as a true member of the tour. So we're really happy. My dad's really proud, my mom too, so it's gonna be nice. Yeah, he's the best big brother that I could ever ask for. My whole life, it's been all about trying to, you know, achieve everything he has achieved.
9 years difference between the brothers. Sammy's been looking up to his big bro all his life.
It's been amazing, you know, just to be competing on tour with him and having someone to do the dishes for me on the road.
You know, for him, he's the humblest cat on tour, but he knows how gnarly it is to be on the best stage in the whole world for pro surfing.
It was a victory, but one that didn't come without sacrifice for his older brother.
Sammy Pupo, he beat Miguel at Margaret River. It's like, I just beat my older brother, knocked him off to the CS, and he's given me everything in my life.
To get him off tour, it's just feel like a loss really for me. But it still hurts so much.
Yeah, it was tough just to be in that heat, you know, because whoever made the heat would be on tour, and he had no good boards, and he was surfing with my boards, my fins, against me and my heat. So I was just trying to be the good brother, you know, just do whatever I can for him to be good and to do well. Sorry. I'm more of the emotional side.
You know, for Miguel, it's almost like another father figure. He looks after Sammy.
We never imagined both of us being on tour at the same time. I think we'll be here for a long time, and I hope I can be a good example and set the pace for him to be, you know, whatever he wants to be in the next few years. As I told him, I'll be there every heat, no matter what, you know. Just as a supporter, I was always there, you know, since he was like this big, so yeah.
Awesome. That's a wrap.
First all-Brazilian final here at Bells.
Miguel and Yago, this is matching up to be a real exciting final 30 minutes of the event.
For Miguel Pupo to reach a final, it's gigantic. For him to be 34, to have surfed in now 115 championship tour events, and surprising himself going, wait, I think I still got it. Just a massive story for him being a true underdog and the people's champ of the tour.
Not a bad looking wave to start off the final for Yago. He's feeling so just loose and pressure free, and a nice opening ride there.
The 6.17, Yago Dora proving he has the belief in himself.
This is the answer back from Miguel Pupo. Second final of his career, blast the first turn. Very similar style and approach from these two Brazilians.
Open with a 7.5.
Miguel Pupo starts off incredibly strong.
Yago Dora, world number 1, setting up a beautiful first turn. Walls growing, big overhead section, and perfect timing. 7.73, the new high number of the final. Incredibly close matchup as Pupo only needs a 6.41. Sammy can't watch. We know how emotional it is for these two as we look at a roll in now under priority. Miguel throws down his first turn. Second one's a vertical with a fin drift. Third one is a solid power hack.
I don't think you can push that turn any harder. He's peaking at the right time, and on finals day, that's the way you want to do it.
It is an excellent number, and the lead change, 8.10, impressive.
Miguel Pupo is staring down the barrel of ringing that bell. Sammy can hardly even watch. He knows that this is not over yet.
Yago was clutch in the previous semifinal. Can he do it again? 15 seconds to go, chasing a 7.88. Nice and steady. He needs a bit more, but he's just gonna still commit.
The celebrations were absent.
Last for Yago Dora, not enough. And it is official. Miguel Pupo, your Rip Curl Pro Bells Beach champion.
Go Bells, go!
World number 1 for the first time in his career. What a class act.
We're gonna have a Pupo number 1 in the world, yellow jersey. It's amazing. Amazing, best day of my life. Can't believe it, man. So much hard work, 14 seasons, sacrificed so much, and I have a lot more years in me to give, and yeah, it's my oldest daughter's birthday today, so I'm bringing home a bell.
For him to come onto the tour and upset the reigning world champ, to take the yellow jersey for the first time, and if you told Miguel that that was going to happen when he was 34, he would just start laughing. And now he's number 1 in the world.
Good morning from the Western Australia Margaret River Pro. One of the most challenging waves on the championship tour schedule.
Have a look at the size of these waves.
Yeah, it's just the wild, wild west.